Hello, loves. I vow to never make a money roll again for a cake. Why? Because there's been so many times where they never worked. And I would even test it before, but once I put it in the cake, it wouldn't work. Like customers would send me a video that it was a failure, and I would be so devastated. Now, a money roll for the design of this cake is perfect, I tell you. I'm gonna give it a shot, and I told the customer I won't charge you extra for making the money roll. That way, if it works, great. If it doesn't, then I won't feel as bad. So I put the money in saran wrap, taped the edges together, rolled them around on a stick, and since I didn't have any more toilet paper rolls left over, I had to make my own version. So here I am testing it out before I finally close off the ends. And as you can see, it ends up getting stuck. So I flip it and I'm like, what is stuck? Well, it's the piece of tape, right? No problem. I ended up getting a bigger tape and just taping that down. I continued with the test roll, and every time it would get stuck, I would put more tape. Time to test it again. So I rolled that baby back up, and then I inserted it back into the roll and tried it once more. And yes, it worked perfectly. So I was like, okay, this is great. Now it's time to seal off the end. I cut off a circle with a hole in the middle and glued it to the end of the roll. I stuck the stick through the hole. Now I want to test it one more time before I put the final cover on the other end. And woohoo, it worked once more. All right, so time to close this baby up for sure. And then put it in the cake and wish for the best of luck. I mean, you guys are my witnesses, so hopefully it works. Stay tuned for the reveal when I get it. Hello, loves. Do you know how long it's been since my husband was actually shocked by the look of a cake that I made? I mean, it's been almost 13 years now. And in the beginning, he used to be like, wow, this is great. After a while, it loses the shock factor. But yesterday, I showed him this cake and he raised his eyebrows twice, people. My husband is a man of few words, so raising your eyebrows twice? That means he was in awe. Also, it has been a while since I got a new cake design that I've never done before. I've made casino-themed cakes, but I've never made an actual slot machine. And do you know what happens each time I make a new cake design? I underestimate the amount of time, ingredients, energy, whatever it may be that goes into it. And so my fault, after 13 years of doing this, I still undercharge when it comes to a new design. But hey, the customer ends up getting a great deal, and I just take it as a lesson learned. So when I told my husband how much I actually charged for this, he raised his eyebrows a third time. He was like, that's it? And I was like, yeah, I wasn't sure what to charge. But it's okay. Like I said, lesson learned. But honestly, when the customer saw the cake, it made my day. And don't get me wrong, she still paid a pretty penny for it. Definitely worth the extra trouble that went into this cake. So now this is the one with the money roll, and now you understand why it's important to have that money roll. Literally fits perfect with this theme. And I told her, I'm like, I won't charge you for me making the roll because I don't know if it's going to work or not. But I feel like it definitely needs a money roll. So I put that as a little slot in front of the cake. That way it doesn't take up much cake from the inside. I covered it with fondant, and then I cut a little slit, which I kind of forgot to show you guys. And then I added non-edible coins to the saran wrap so that when she pulls on the coins, that's where the money should roll out. I also made the handle on the side be able to pull down. It doesn't really do anything, but it's just a fun factor into the cake. I'm literally so excited for her to see this because I'm just so happy with the turnout of it. And by the way, this cake is huge as well. Anxiously awaiting for the reveal. So what do you guys think? How did I do? Hello, love. Say hello to my new friend. Here is the birthday girl Shadia with her cake. And many of you are awaiting to see if the money roll worked or not. Well, we're going to look at this one more time because I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this. Not literally, though, just figuratively. Okay, here's the reveal. Oh yeah, and one more thing before I actually show you the reveal. Don't hate me, okay? But she's actually a baker herself. She bakes cakes and sells them. And she said, I'm not going to be making my own cake. But she always told her family that if anybody ever gets me a cake, it better be a Mimo cake. And so this was honestly a surprise party for her. She had no idea what was going on. Let me tell you, she was blown away. Here's the reveal.
Hold on. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Baruka, sweetie.
I'm so happy you loved your cake, Shadia. You guys really made my day. And I'm so happy it worked out.